everyone. Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper. Lucy Hale is known for her roles in Pretty Little Liars and the movie Truth or Dare. But in addition to acting, Hale is also an ambassador for St Jude Children's Research Hospital, where no child is denied treatment based on their race, religion, or family's ability to pay. She joins us today to discuss her involvement with St Jude, but first, let's check out a clip.
I discovered St. Jude as a child, and since then, it's always just had a special place in my heart. Last time I was here, a couple years ago, I met an adorable girl named Bailey. This little girl, who couldn't have been more than 7 years old, was living and loving life, and I was like, I learned from her. And you realize that your problems aren't real problems, and she just had this sparkle in her eye. I'll never forget that. She was just adorable, and she had this like flower headband on, and I hear she's doing really well. I would love to see her again and spend time with her, but wish her the best.
We might have a little surprise for you.
I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at your hair. Oh, you're so beautiful. How old are you now? 11. Hi, that's your mom, right? How are you? Good. Who's this? Look at these lips.
I know.
You're just so yummy.
It was a lot of fun last time, which is really nice.
Thanks. See, here's her headband I was talking about. It's just amazing. Once again, what St. Jude can do. And you just don't know the fate. You just never know. It's very cool. I was just saying this made my year to see you.
Everyone, put your hands together for Lucy Hale.
Hi guys, how's it going?
You were saying that makes you tear up.
It does, because like I said, you just you go to this place, you go to St. Jude, and I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I'm from Memphis, and St. Jude is based in Memphis, and you meet these kids where you hope for the best, you can like see their future for them, but you just never know. And I never get surprised either. I don't know how they pulled that off where they surprised me with her, but she's adorable. And I was like super excited for her to be 11 for some reason.
When did you meet her? How old was she?
I think she was 7. And she had cancer 3 times. It came back 3 times. And the doctors and the family, they just kept fighting through and trying different treatments, and they beat it, which is amazing. So, and now they're from Florida, but they live in Memphis now. They just fell in love with Memphis, so yeah.
So then it's a good thing to celebrate 11 in that circumstance,
I mean, any
right?
age,
Make
yeah.
a big deal out of it.
And initially, like I said, I did a school project on St. Jude growing up, and then I had a friend who got me involved with St. Jude, but my stepsister actually had stage 4 cancer when she was a baby and was treated at St. Jude. And she's just, living her best life at 22, and that's all because of what they can do there.
So for people who are unfamiliar, what is it that makes St. Jude so important for these families?
What makes St. Jude important is that people from all over the world, all walks of life, all sorts of income, religions, you name it. But the good thing about this place is you never pay a cent. So all the donators, and why it's so important this month, is that the housing, the food, the treatment, everything is paid for, because obviously that's the last thing you should have to worry about.
I think people underestimate, one, how much people can spend on medical bills. And then, like you said, parents have to leave work, and families are completely uprooted.
They uproot their lives from all over the world to come and live here. So that's why all the donators are so important, and that's why I'm honored to be the ambassador this month. And there's walk/runs all over the U.S. where you can walk and run if you want to, or you can just go and just raise awareness or donate money. I think the most common way is like people donate, is it like $19.99? They did some like research that is the amount that people will, like, that's how they get people's attention. I don't know why. But so all that money goes straight there.
Yeah, so I looked on the site. You can set up like a regular sort of payment thing, or you can, like you said, participate in some of the different events.
Right, and I also have a T-shirt out through Omaze. It says "Do It for the Babes," which you see it first and you're like, what does that mean? But what it means is do it for the kids here, and you can get that at omaze.com/Lucy, I believe. Yeah.
Guys, make sure you check that out.
Make sure.
And so in addition to childhood cancer, are there other things that families can go to St. Jude for? Or is it just childhood cancer?
They do a bunch of research there, actually. I mean, it's mainly, it's a treatment center for kids with cancer, but majority of cancer research is done there. But they also do a lot of, what I learned is there's a whole research center for influenza there. which I learned I didn't know it was caused by birds. Fun fact of the day.
Fun fact.
So they do a lot of amazing work there, and some of the highest technology is there. Some like one-of-a-kind machines and treatments, and yeah. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the terminology, but
Me neither, so I'm just nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, that sounds amazing.
You're like, Lucy, what do you mean you're not a doctor?
So we saw you with Bailey. Have you had an opportunity to meet other children? Are there any other stories that really stick out for you?
Aside from my stepsister, I try to go to the hospital every time I'm in town, which is a lot. They do a lot of stuff throughout Christmas, and I just heard the guy who plays Black Panther is about to go visit the kids there. So they do a lot of a lot of kids from Disney and a lot of superheroes get to go, and the kids are just so excited to have people come in and visit them. Yeah.
And this hospital is so iconic. I remember growing up in
great word.
There's
for
so
it.
many.
It is
Yeah,
iconic.
there's so many really notable celebrities who have lended their time and names. And Dave Thomas, right, is the one who founded it.
Danny Thomas.
Yeah.
He had this vision, and I believe it was open. It started in 1962, and at that time the survival rate was 20%, and now it's 80%, which is incredible.
for that?
I
That
mean,
is-
yeah, it's amazing. Pretty cool.
I read that, and there's so many things now where you can't see quantifiable results, and I think just seeing the impact that St. Jude has had on families is just undeniable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah.
100%.
120.
Well, hopefully it will be at 100% pretty soon.
So why is it important for you? Because we obviously know and love you from Pretty Little Liars and all of your other acting roles, but why is it so important for you to really double down and spend your time doing stuff like this?
I think for me it's all about just finding stuff that resonates with me and that feels authentic and genuine. Because I think when you're telling other people about it, people can see if it actually means something or not. And obviously I have a personal tie here, and I'm from Memphis. But I also, this last year, played a cancer patient. And throughout that, I learned how it affects everyone around you. And I mean, this just hits right at home for me. So, and I am very aware of the platform that I have, and that, social media is great and it's cool to post clothes and food and stuff, but it's also great because you can actually help change lives. So, yeah.
You mentioned social media. You have what I call robust Instagram following.
Thank you.
Somewhere around 21 million, 22 million people.
Casual.
So it is
actually
important
kind of scary,
to you
I
then
admit.
to use it for more than just for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great form of expression, self-expression. You can also say things for yourself as opposed to hearing it through the rumor mill. But yeah, it is important to speak up on causes that really are important to me, and hopefully they'll resonate with other people. And then it's sort of it's a ripple effect, and can be a really beautiful cycle if it's done in the right way.
I would imagine. I mean, I have less than, I don't know, not very many followers. Do you ever feel pressure to post certain things or not post
do.
things? How do you navigate that?
It's you get in this, I don't want to say it's a habit, but it's momentum. You kind of have to keep it up. And there are days where I'm oh, I haven't done enough Insta stories today. Gotta keep it up. But I always just try to do there are no rules. Do what feels right. There are certain people that hate social media, and that works for them. But for me, I like being connected in that way. I mean, I think that there are limitations. You should sort of not look too much into it, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun. And it can be harmless, it can be harmful, so you kind of have to find what works for you.
Seems like you have a lot of fun with it. I think I saw recently that you were putting a Red Bull on a pimple.
Oh, that was last night.
Yeah.
My skin went crazy. And I was like, there's no ice. What do I do? So I grabbed a really cold Red Bull and just iced my chin for an hour. It was great. Yeah.
And sites
People
pick
were
it up.
did it give you wings? I was like, hopefully it gave my zits wings so they could fly away. They actually went down this morning. So.
I found myself clicking on that headline somebody wrote, Lucy Hale uses Red Bull to ice her pimples. And I was
This is why
I need to do that.
I'm maybe I'll get a Red Bull endorsement. This is
You
awesome.
believe?
No, I'm totally not going to. But yeah, I just like to. Sometimes I post stuff and I'm like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
But it is fun because in addition to your, acting career, you get to sort of be this lifestyle sort of guru in your own way. A lot of people follow what makeup you wear and what clothes. How fun is that?
I genuinely love fashion and anything beauty related, and I'm obsessed with skincare. So I genuinely love watching other people do those things. So yeah, I mean, it's just for fun. I hope. Yeah.
You've inspired me. I found myself putting
Okay.
eyeshadow underneath. I was like, she did it. It looks great.
She did it.
Yeah.
Well, someone did it on my face. I didn't. It would be a mess if I
Mine
did it
didn't
myself.
quite look like yours, but I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep trying.
I try to do mine.
That's amazing. So the last thing I saw you in was Truth or Dare, and it scared the pants off of me. I don't know. Did you get? Yeah, it was super scary.
Did you think it was scary? I thought it was more of just like
Well, it's like psychological,
fun.
scary.
Yeah, it was
and-
really fun to film. Yeah, it was a really good time. We shot that in the dead of summer in LA, so it was like 108 degrees out, and we're just running around. We had a really short shoot schedule, and when you do movies like that, you don't know how they're going to turn out or how people are going to respond to them. But it did a lot. It did really well. We were like stoked. We're excited about it. We're like hoping for a sequel, which would be cool. And it was a great time. Made some really good friends. I have people that are like, I'll never look at you the same way again. But it was fun. It was good.
It gave me that like Final Destination vibe.
That's exactly what it reminded me
and that's why it
of.
was so scary
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, because I remember I loved I loved it so much. I can't even remember the title. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Final Destination and kind of those movies. Sort of, they're a little campy, but they hone in on it and they like milk it a little bit, which is why I love Truth or Dare. And I loved the whole social media element and the twist at the end. I'm not going to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but you should go see it. It's on DVD now. I like don't even need a publicist. I can just like do this
Great
myself.
job.
This is great. But it made me laugh too. Like, and it's supposed to be funny. So if you knew what you were walking into to go see the movie, it was a great time. So I liked the response I got.
It was still a
back on it.
Blumhouse movie, though. It scared me.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it was
good.
good.
Great.
So is that thriller genre something you want to explore more, or what kind of films are you looking to do next?
Yeah, I mean, just being on PLL for so long, that obviously has the thriller element to it. And I love that genre. I love the horror genre. But I think for me, I'm really drawn to like character-driven stuff. So I really have this like dark side to me. So I'm looking to, believe it or not, people are always surprised because it's like, oh no, it's Bubbly Lucy, and I'm like, no, I read about serial killers and stuff. So, yeah, just looking to do something maybe like a little left of center that might surprise people, might surprise myself. But I love a good rom-com, So I kind of want to. There are no rules. Just seeing what comes, yeah.
I feel like we're seeing rom-coms have like a new life.
They are.
Yeah.
What's the one that
Set It
All the
Up?
Boys I Love?
Oh,
I haven't.
so All the Boys I Loved
yes,
Before.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
but,
good. It's really good.
I totally butchered the name. But Set It Up. Yeah, that was a great one.
There's so many goodies. I could totally see you nailing one of those roles.
Well, great. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And also, music. I know that that's something that you're really passionate about. So is that something that you want to, do a little more of, or are you just focused on acting?
I mean,
right
that's like, acting's always like my number one focus, but at the same time, music is like my first love and my number one love. But music's one of those things that'll always just be there in some way, shape, or form. I think eventually I'll make another album again. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to utilize it these days. Like, you don't necessarily have to make an album and tour. You can do it through acting. You can just release a single or an EP. I don't know. So maybe a little Broadway. I love how I'm just like, I'm going to do Broadway. Like, it's that easy. But I would love to do some theater, maybe. Yeah.
What's the last show you've seen on Broadway?
Broadway show?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I see? Was it Dear Evan Hansen? It's been a bit. But the Armie Hammer one that's out now is supposed to be good. Straight. I'm not going to get this name
no
right
idea.
either.
Which
Straight
one?
Young Men. Straight Young Men. I hear it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see the boys in the band. There's so much good, like between TV and movies and Broadway, there's like so much good content.
Everyone's bringing their A game with everything, and it's like, it's a really good time for TV too. Sharp Objects, anyone?
Oh my gosh. So dark.
So good.
I read
told
the
you
book.
I'm dark.
Yeah. I read
I
the
like
book.
it.
Did you read the book? And then I watched.
I didn't.
Oh.
Wow, it's really well done.
Amy Adams totally killed it.
She did.
She did an
They all
amazing
did.
job. Like, I read the book and I felt like, it's always a true testament to the book when it's like
She's
as good.
damaged. Wow.
Both of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, Emma.
Are we selling you on it?
Are we
'Cause
selling
it's
you on
like,
it? I was like, Adora is like the mother you
gotta be in the right mindset.
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely. Well, I think now's a good time to go out to the audience because I know they have a lot of
Oh, yeah.
questions for you. So who do we have up first? Back here?
This is a question about St. Jude's. How would you go about getting people, say, in the age group 16 to 24, more involved with causes like that? Because I'm seeing less of it as I get older. Maybe it's a generational thing, or maybe it's really happening.
just how do we get more people in? I mean, I think what I think is the best tool is through social media. I think that that's like the generation we live in. It's not going away. It's only getting bigger. And that's, you know, you look around, everyone's on their phone, which is unfortunate, but it's also how you can get to people, whether it be negative or positive. So for me, it's just using those platforms to hopefully speak to people, and hopefully it resonates, you know?
Yeah, and in researching this, I saw that St. Jude is doing something with YouTube, and they're engaging
They're
YouTube
finding
gamers.
a bunch of different ways
Yeah,
to do
so
it.
they
They're
really, I think,
smart about
are
it.
trying
Yeah.
to reach that audience
Gotta come from
and where
all
they
angles.
live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question.
Hi. So you said how you were inspired to join the St. Jude charity, but how has being a part of the charity and seeing all the kids and everything inspired you?
That's a great question. I think we're always like given reminders in life of how grateful we should be. And I remember the first time I left the hospital, I was like, I just remembered everyone, the nurses, the patients, the doctors, and the families, like they're not looking at it as the glass half empty. They were always looking at it as the glass, wow, I can't talk, the glass half full. And I was like, it's a good reminder. Like I checked myself and it's like, okay, I think these are certain problems, but that's not a problem. This is a problem. And if these people can be positive about it, I can be positive about my minuscule whatever. So it's just, it's nice to be around people who leave you feeling inspired, I guess, if that answers your question. Yeah.
And I would imagine it's like the kids inspire you, the parents inspire you, the doctor.
All of it.
Just, you really put things into perspective.
It totally does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And one last question.
I just wanted to know what your favorite part of filming Life Sentence was and how it changed your perspective on cancer and like how it affected the families.
Yeah. Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
What was your first half of the question? Sorry.
What was your favorite part of filming?
Of filming Life Sentence.
Yeah.
I think for me, I had never played a character quite that quirky or offbeat, and I loved getting to learn about what families go through when someone's not just with cancer, any illness, what the families go through, and seeing it from all sides and how it affects everyone very differently. But it even though it was just a character I played, that show obviously those of you that follow me, it was such an important part of my life and an important year in my life. And the whole experience and the storyline and the character just made me like appreciate things a little bit more and see things kind of from a different angle. Yeah. And like even though the show didn't get renewed, the most important thing to me was reading these comments online about like my mom was diagnosed with cancer and we watched the show together and it really helped us through X, Y, and Z. And so just reading stuff like that, I was like, no matter what happens, like that's what we set out to do. And we told a really beautiful story and I'm really proud of it. So, yeah.
It seems like you're able to choose projects and organizations that you really believe in.
It's nice, I've been working since I was 15, so it's nice to finally be at the point where I can be picky about what I want to do, and because I always want to tell stories that mean something, and it's nice to not have to like live paycheck to paycheck and do every job, even if you hate the project. So yeah, it's nice, good position to be in.
Well, it's nice to see you doing the work that you love on camera and also with St. Jude. If you guys want to learn more about St. Jude, go to stjude.org. You can find out ways to donate, and give it up for Lucy Hale.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much.